the stream tweet.
Yeah. Let everybody know we're going.
There it is. Fizban's time.
It is. I feel strange. I have no
computer in front of
access to the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. In hindsight, you can't see the chat at all now.
Yeah, that's all right.
Make sure that my chat is working.
Which I have been avoiding news feeds and other things since Monday.
It's working.
For the for this. See what it is. So you can hear all this for the first time.
I'm very excited. There we go. So I can't see the stream, but I can see the chat at all times.
Okay.
Which is very nice. And then I have this wonderful tablet here that allows me to talk to you about this cool stuff while I'm not having to just have my phone up.
Nice.
So,
see, we're upgrading, getting better.
That's right.
I think we got this nice couch to sit on now.
What is that? Getting better every day. I'm getting better. Oh, that's from that's from Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay.
The musical.
Okay.
Yeah. All you gotta do is make believe you can be who you wanna be. Yeah.
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 Not in the middle of Walmart, apparently.
No.
Okay.
So, as usual, for anybody that doesn't know, this is the pre-show.
Yes.
This is where we take a couple minutes. I now cannot see the timer.
Okay.
Don't get copyright struck. That's true.
Ah.
But we can just eyeball the timer. It'll be fine. Just, we'll just go play it by ear, right? Do you know there are people that think that phrase is play it by ear?
YEAR?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong. Let me clarify first off. I'm not attacking you if you do.
I am.
It just...
That's terrible.
Play it by ear. Why would you play it by ear? A year's too long.
Right.
You would never be able to play it by ear where
Yeah.
you can hear it.
Well, if you don't play a musical instrument, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Could you... This is the pre-show, right?
Yeah,
This is where we take our weird deviations.
Yeah.
Could you take and play a bassoon by ear? Of course, right? But
I think it'd be a lot easier to blow into it.
What, what about a didgeridoo?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
So, like, because...
Well, you're not... That's
didgeridoo's a very weird instrument,
but
right?
it's not quite... It's pretty much monotonal, but it's not quite. Yeah, they go that... Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you could.
Well, what... I don't know. You have to get to the right key of didgeridoo and just hope it pedal tones through the song, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You know how I realized that I've gotten too attached to my Amazon Echoes? Is that my immediate reaction to that was to go, hey, Alexa, can you play a didgeridoo by ear? And that's what shows me I've gotten too close to technology.
Yes, well...
He says as he holds a
You're right.
tablet in his hands.
Well... I would say something, but I understand.
Look, there was a fire today. It's been a weird day.
Yeah.
Everybody's okay, but it's been a weird day.
But
we're going to be talking about fire in a little bit.
Sure, we speak of dragons, yeah?
Yes.
We're having dragons.
Yes. So yeah, just hello, Dark, and hello to the rest of the chat. Again, next week we will have a different solution for Rungren where he can see the chat.
Yeah.
Because he cannot currently see the chat. But, I could...
Now would be a good time to make fun of me.
If I switch these here to the other side, then you can... If I just do this, you can... No, that's not going to work.
No, that's not going to work.
That's not going to work. Okay, that's fine. I have the chat. Your words are in my hands now. Yeah, usually I can't see the chat and he can.
Yeah.
This is the reverse. No, we're working our way through. We're trying some new things.
Yeah.
Our first attempt is for you to be blind. We have a couch now.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more relaxed, more free.
Yeah, it's a little more comfortable.
You know?
It is.
I like it.
Yeah, this is donated by a viewer. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This couch was a fun surprise.
Yeah.
I like this couch more than the chairs because it doesn't creak when I move.
Yeah.
I can dance now. I can sing. Wait, is it I can dance? I don't know. Never mind. Forget that joke. It was a dumb joke. We're moving on. Find it on the side of the road. I should specify. I had no part in this couch.
No.
Rungren acquired this from a viewer.
Somebody who watches the show, let me know. They got a new couch, and if I wanted to use this one, I could get it, and so I did.
Well, again, I can't see the time, but I assume that it's probably time we could go ahead and get started.
All right.
Not because I'm trying to rush things, because I'm not, but because we have a lot to cover.
Yeah. This is going to cover a few episodes.
We have, it's only been 6 minutes. We should probably go for like another 2 or 3 then.
Okay.
But, because I also forgot, just now I realized that I forgot to send the Discord notification.
The Discord, Trey.
Yeah, no,
We have a Discord?
We do have a Discord, and as it turns out, I made a full ping and everything where you could know that the podcast is live now.
Sweet.
So if you want to do that and be able to always know when the podcast goes live, check us out for as little as $1 a month on Patreon to get access to our Discord. That's only $12 a year. That's less than you're going to pay for 2 things of Dr. Pepper right now. Why is
I'm
Dr.
sorry,
Pepper so
that hurt,
expensive?
didn't
It did. It hurt me a lot. Dr. Pepper's way more expensive than it needs to be. It's just the water of life. It doesn't have to be that expensive. I can prop this on my gut. It works. If I had a table here, I could just put my legs up on it, you know?
What are the, an ottoman?
Yeah. The Empire, specifically. It would be great. Nobody's ever made that joke before. I'm the first one who's ever made that joke.
Oh, sure.
I
am sure.
Yeah, you know. I also just resubscribed to the channel. Look, be able to send out
We
a
appreciate that.
That's a good point, Dark. I probably could use a bot to automatically send the message when we go live.
Yeah, that's true. Not a bad idea.
As it turns out, that's actually a really good idea.
And
that I probably should have thought of. Because we already have a bot.
You have somebody to help you fix that. Maybe I'll fix that too.
So, one of our hosts on the Tuesday podcast is like a Discord wizard. And so, not to be confused with Wizard Man, of course, over here. And he made us a bot already for the Discord. So, I'll just figure out how to use that bot, and it'll be great. Yeah, I really do appreciate that, Dark. Thank you. I am great at talking. And I'm great at conveying... I don't know if I'm great at it, but I'm decent at conveying ideas, right? You see how I went to say something nice about myself and immediately had to undercut it? I'm trying to work on that.
Yeah.
But...
I like how you had a hard time coming up with a way to say conveying ideas.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, life's difficult for everybody. Okay, let's not poke fun. But one thing that I am not good at is Discord. There's so much about Discord that I don't understand.
Fortunately, I'm very good at Discord, just not the program.
Right. I'm great at causing trouble.
General in life.
Just bad at coming up. That's right. We all have our weaknesses. That's right.
That is it.
But you know what's not a weakness?
What's that?
It's my skill at segues. Let's talk about Fizbans.
All right.
So, see how I threw that segue away? I threw it off the cliff.
Just bam to the intro right there.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I wanted to give myself a pat on the back after I was so hard on myself.
Oh, okay.
So that I can look conceited.
Good.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
And we're talking Fizbans today. We're talking dragons.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So you haven't seen anything about
I know nothing. I know, okay, full disclosure, because I try to avoid D&D stuff leading up to the release and everything because there's spoilers. Anyway, one thing I know is one of the subclasses got nerfed. I don't know which one. That's all I know.
Right.
And that was after release. So I don't know if it was a misprint in the book or if it was just like something. I don't know. But that's the only thing I know about Fizbans right now.
Well, we'll get into that when we get into the subclasses because
About
it
4
definitely
weeks.
Right. It definitely did get nerfed. So what I want to start off at the top here is when we covered the Ravenloft book, we specifically stated it was probably going to be a couple weeks. This book is bigger in some ways and smaller in other ways.
Okay.
It's probably still going to be about 4 weeks, so look forward to about a month of Fizbans. Because, whereas Witch of the Wildlight, while being the Witchlight, was, every time, was mainly just the new monsters, the carnival, right, and the new races.
Yeah, we didn't touch on the adventure at all.
Right, we didn't touch on the adventure at all. This is an entire book about dragons. And you and I both happen to adore dragons.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have some stuff to say.
That's in the title of the game.
That's right. We're going to have some stuff to say. But also, we will have... we're covering the new Dragonborn race types.
Okay.
Which I guess I'm going to spoil a little bit for you right now. But we're going to cover those.
That's almost like a... That makes sense, right? Because we got new dragons.
Yeah, new Dragonborn. We're going to cover the 2 subclasses. We're going to cover some new feats.
Okay.
And that will maybe be today's episode. We might wind up that in part of next week's episode, depending.
Okay.
But then there are some new spells, some new magic items.
All right.
There are a lot of cool stuff about role-playing dragons that we'll get into that I think is really interesting, because I think there's a good discussion to be had there, too.
Okay.
And then stuff about layers and layer actions. And then there is a full Dracona... I knew I was going to mess this up. Draconomicon.
Okay.
And then there's a full bestiary. So we got a lot of stuff now. I'm a hobbit now. I am short. Yeah, I'm sunk in, so I can lean this on my belly.
Keep getting more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually just fall asleep.
Yeah.
So this book opens with our snapdragons. Well, maybe we're gonna talk. I believe yes, they are actually in this book, but I'll double check. But this book starts in a really interesting way. Because it starts with an elegy for the first world. This book starts with a setting, basically, of let me give you a creation myth for your homebrew world. If you don't have one, here's one. And it gives you the whole song.
Nice.
Which
Be sure to sing that to your players before you...
Yes, the entire thing.
Yeah, at the beginning of session 1.
100%. Yeah, snapdragons are pretty interesting. So yeah, I want to read the first part of this, but I don't want to bog us down with the entire thing, because it's very long.
Okay.
But breathe, dragons, sing of the first world, forged out of chaos and painted with beauty. Sing of Bahamut, the platinum, molding the shape of the mountains and rivers. Sing too of chromatic Tiamat, painting all over the infinite canvas. Partnered, they woke in the darkness. Partnered, they labored in acts of creation. And then it goes into Sardior. It goes into the Times of Trouble. And it's just really, really good. If you need a setting to start with, you're good to go. Also, I'm taking a lot of joy in the fact that I can just ignore chat and keep going because you can't read it. Because they're talking about how snapdragons reproduce via orgies.
Oh, nice.
But from there, we get into the actual treasury itself.
Well, so do oak trees, so...
That's true. That's true. You get into stuff with Fizban.
Right.
And the notes that he gives.
Yeah.
Here is Fizban.
Nice.
And I will show that to the camera. You get Fizban.
Kind of a Radagast-y looking.
Yeah.
And it's that green, it's that brown, Green,
yeah.
Brown. That. Is it? So his notes are, they do the normal classic D&D thing. His notes will be scattered throughout this.
Yes, and they're written in his personality.
Flavor text. I always enjoy that.
And I don't want to read all of these because I want people to be able to get the book for themselves and read them all. Yeah. But I do want to read this first one.
Okay.
Which is, this book insists on sorting dragons into little understandable boxes as if the reader had only 100 years or so to live and their tiny baby brains could only hold so much knowledge.
That's how I need stuff done.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It's pretty great. Fizban seems like a fun guy,
Well, his name's Fizban.
That's right. There's a really, really fun one I want to read later, even though I'm not reading all of them. I do want to read a really fun one later.
Okay.
Then it has what is a really cool retake. Then it has what is a really cool segment here. A really cool section. That was the word I was looking for first. Okay. We got there. Also, I do want to highlight, I found something cool on Amazon that's dragony. Dark. No. Oh, should I have pretended I didn't know what that was? Would that have been the smarter move?
I may not be sure. If you could send a picture to my girlfriend, and then she'll explain it to me.
Oh, so this really cool section here is called Dragons of Many Worlds. And it goes into like, hey, just because we gave you the elegy of the first world doesn't mean that it has to be that. You can use dragons from any setting.
Yeah.
And it goes into, here are some dragons from Forgotten Realms. And it has like Toril. And then it goes, hey, here are dragons from Greyhawk.
Well, each main world has some kind of named dragon in history, right?
Here's Dragonlance.
Yeah, that would be the big one.
Right, and then Eberron. And then they do a really cool thing here where they go, hey, what if you wanted to put all that together? What if you wanted to have your dragons... I'm going to have to take a hit off this inhaler, I'm sorry. I was fine until I started talking, I guess. What if your dragons were all shards of each other? So you had the Greyhawk dragon was just a shard of the same soul that is in the Dragonlance dragon.
Well, isn't that kind of in the Tiamat myth? She's known by different names depending on the thing. That's cool.
I don't think it'll allow you to drop a link, Dark. You could try, but I think Streamlabs will stop it and say no. I think the bottle will throw a fit. It didn't stop it. It just threw a fit. The bot didn't do anything to stop that link. It just
the Amazon link?
Yeah.
Amazon paid him off.
And the way that they call that is Dragon Sight here. Where the dragons can actually see through the other shards. And the whole reason they bring that in, because as you mentioned, it has been used before, right? Is so they could bring in a big bad for you to use.
Right.
And his name is Ashardalon.
Okay.
And he is one that has decided to consume the other versions of himself. And has become a great worm. That feeds on soul energy.
It's like Jet Li's The One, but with a dragon.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'd watch that. I need that, Hollywood, if you'll get on that, please.
That's for sure. Dark, I will check that out later. That sounds pretty cool. 4 piece dragon statue things. Okay. So that is your first introduction to this book. Of like, hey, here's some cool ideas.
Right. Here's
some different ideas that you can roll for a setting, or use them all together. And here's a big bad if you want him. His name's Ashardalon.
I like it.
I think it's a really, really strong introduction, right? Of, hey, this book is not an adventure book. This book is not going to give you a bunch of adventures to run, but if you are somebody that is picking this book up for any other reason, for the bestiary, for the subclasses, for anything like that, here are some really cool things you can use for your world.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it's a nice, it gives it's a nice base to build off of for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not too in-depth, because all you need is a framework a lot of times.
Yeah.
Kind of a foundation, if you will, to jump off of.
So from there, we go into the actual character creation section here. We have Draconic Races, which is your Dragonborn, right? Mm-hmm. And whereas right now, before the launch of this book in 5e, we just had Dragonborn, and you chose your color. Now
the chromatic or metallic.
Right. Now they've introduced Gem, and they've added extra abilities for each.
So they haven't, obviously it's not 1-to-1.
Right.
For this dragon has a Dragonborn.
Right.
So now we're going to have the gem dragons, emerald, all those. Really.
Yes, along with chromatic and metallic.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And this is where I found my favorite Fizban quote in here. And he says, it's all too easy to prefer a certain color of Dragonborn, but what's inside is what really matters. Which is to say, sort of damage their breath can do to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just a fun little line.
Truth.
Thanks, Fizban. So again, you're creating your character, works the same way as making a regular Dragonborn. But you have some new things. So, if you choose a chromatic one, you still have your breath weapon, right? Right. You still have the resistance. But now, a new thing that's been added is at 5th level, you gain chromatic warding. You can channel your draconic energy to protect yourself. For 1 minute, you become immune to the damage type associated with your chromatic ancestry. Okay. Once you use this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Okay.
Which I think is a really good way to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, for
like
a minute, you are immune to acid, lightning, poison, fire, and cold.
Right.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, because of the way damage works and how it comes out, it wouldn't be overpowered.
Right. And it's just a minute. It's 10 rounds.
Yeah.
If you're not in combat, you're trying to use it to survive the lightning storm, that's not going to help you for that long,
Right.
but it might give you the edge you need to live.
Well, if you got a minute to get across the landscape, right?
Yeah.
For shelter.
The gym Dragonborns are where things start to get really interesting, because these are brand new, right?
Right.
So, your gym dragons are going to be your amethyst, crystal, emerald, sapphire, and topaz. They don't have ruby in here, which I thought was interesting, because I remember ruby dragons being pretty strong in 3.5.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because it's each... Well, do they still have it lined up? How many did you do?
5. Amethyst, crystal, emerald, sapphire, topaz.
Okay.
So, they still have the breath weapon, of course.
Right.
Be a weird thing to take away from Dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
But they have psionic mind.
Say, we're getting psionics.
Yep. You
happening.
can send telepathic messages to any creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand these messages, but it must be able to understand at least one language to comprehend them.
Right.
Just like dragons can do. Gym dragons, that is.
Yeah.
You also, of course, have your draconic resistance, whatever type you chose, you're resistant to it.
Right.
And then you have gym flight. Starting at 5th level, you can use a bonus action to manifest spectral wings on your body. These wings last for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. Once you use this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Okay.
Which is
that's
very
that's
good.
nice. That's cool. Yeah.
But again, only a minute.
Right.
So,
but it's flying.
yes, it's very strong, especially in combat.
Flying. So therefore, it's Q.
Your ancestries are Amethyst is Force. Crystal is Radiant. Emerald is Psychic. Sapphire is Thunder. And Topaz is Necrotic.
Wow.
Necrotic Breath Weapon.
Yeah, that's right.
Psychic Breath Weapons also.
Psychic Force, because, like really, who's going to be...
I mean,
who's going to have resistance or immunity at that level?
For sure.
To well, at any level, right? Especially to Force. There is nothing,
Sapphire is cute. That's what it is.
Oh.
That's right, yeah. Sorry. I misread that. Yeah, no, it's really crazy. I think, again, psychic damage is something we've talked about many times, how it's slowly coming into 5e. Being able to play a psychic breath weapon Dragonborn is like... Yeah, it's really good. Then we have metallic Dragonborns. Just as before, they have their breath weapon, they have their resistance. However, they get a special version of their breath weapon.
At 5th level?
At 5th level, you gain a second breath weapon. When you take the attack action on your turn...
Where does that come from?
Also the throat, just a different part of it.
Okay.
You gotta a little bit first.
Okay.
When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation in a 15-foot cone. Save DC for this breath is 8 plus your con mod plus your proficiency bonus. Okay. And whenever you use this trait, choose one of the two. So you have them both at all times. You either get Innervating Breath. Each creature in the cone must succeed on a con saving throw or become incapacitated to the start of your next turn.
Ooh.
Or Repulsion Breath. Each creature in the cone must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 20 feet away from you and be knocked prone.
Yeah.
And then again, once you've done that specific version of it, you can't use it again until a long rest.
Mouthwash will help with the repulsion breath, too.
Yeah, it really would. And then, of course, the colors are the same as usual. Brass is fire, bronze is lightning, copper is acid, gold is fire, silver is cold.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, so one is a cone, or they're both cones. It's both 15-foot cones. But one of them is just damage, and the other one is an effect, which is really interesting. You have both.
Yeah.
At your and then when you use the second one, you have an option between two effects. So it's very strong. But again, they got to be within that range. You can't breathe on them if they're away from it.
And that's not... I don't know. I think those all fit nice around the 5th level range, actually.
I think so, too. And I don't think they're too strong.
No.
So, my question then, before we move on to subclasses, would you allow a Dragonborn... And this is not saying... I'm not saying this because I'm playing Dragonborn. I'm asking this for DMs.
Yeah.
Would you allow somebody that is currently playing a Dragonborn in your campaign to take these new rules that they didn't have access to before?
No.
Okay.
Okay, that would, if it, and if mid campaign, even if somebody was playing Dragonborn, I don't think I'd bring this new rule in.
Right.
Until we're after that story.
Yeah.
and then maybe look at it.
Because I can already see people being like, well, what about, can I change the color of my Dragonborn to be a gem Dragonborn?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm one of those people that, hey, when a new subclass comes out, if you are at subclass level and you're picking a subclass, I will let you switch.
Okay.
But
yeah,
only if you're at subclass level.
Yeah.
If you're at like level 5 and a new subclass comes out, it's like, hey now.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, right? Not both as a player and a DM, when the new stuff comes out, not to want to automatically just start throwing that into a campaign.
Dark says should never allow a Dragonborn, just in general.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that on the one hand, I see why people would be like, "Oh, well, this didn't exist when I made my character."
It didn't
exist. Sure, yeah, I get it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, your character is a person in that world, and you can't just suddenly go, "Well, actually, they were pretending to be a gold Dragonborn. They've actually been a sapphire Dragonborn."
Well, it's this video game mindset almost,
It
right?
is. It absolutely is.
Hey, we got a patch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Time to respec.
No, you didn't.
So, we're still doing good on time. We're about 30 minutes in almost.
Okay.
20-something.
Okay.
Yeah, about 27 minutes in. You ready to talk subclasses?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because that's all the Dragonborn stuff there.
Okay.
Okay. What you do then is you get your character killed, and that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. You don't go, hey, DM. You go, all right, let's make a couple more stupid decisions than
Right.
usual. So, our first subclass is the Way of the Ascendant Dragon Monk.
Is this the one that got nerfed?
This is the one that got nerfed. And it got nerfed because I guess Wizards thought it was too strong. Fantasia potions, that's true. In FF14, you can change race whenever you want. So Fizban's quote here is, "My favorite Ascendant Dragon monks all narrate their bodily attacks aloud with fun onomatopoeia. Swish kapow indeed."
Okay.
So yeah, this one did get nerfed. Wizards thought it was a little too strong. Thought that it could do a little bit too much damage. I don't think it was too strong, but I also don't think that this variant of it is too weak. Monk has had a lot of bad subclasses over the years. But I don't necessarily think this is one of them. I think this is actually a really cool one.
Okay.
So, the flavor here is that Bahamut himself traveled the material plane in the guise of a monk.
Okay.
And he founded the first monastery of the Way of the Ascendant Dragon. And the fundamental teaching of this tradition holds that by emulating dragons, a monk becomes a more integrated part of the world and its magic. By altering their spirit to resonate with draconic might, monks who follow this tradition augment their prowess in battle, bolster their allies, and can even soar through the air on draconic wings.
You know, up until that point, I thought we were talking about Skyrim for a second and going up the stairs.
Right.
And learning my shouts.
Yeah.
No, but this is actually really kind of interesting. I mean, it makes sense, right?
I'm going to sneeze again. I'm sorry. It's coming.
Well, bless you for that one, sir. Yeah, David. Ha! Sneeze now, man. Sneeze.
I think I'm okay.
Sneeze like the wind. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there it was. So, there's a table, because of course there is.
Yeah.
You know how much I love tables.
Yeah.
Also, to answer that question, Dark, the Fantasia potion literally just lets you change race. It doesn't change anything else about you. Just change your...
Oh, another one.
Oh, man. That's 1d4 sneezes. I guess I rolled a 3. So on this table, this is how you have followed your origin of the Ascendant Dragon Way. And I'm going to sneeze again. I'm so sorry. Just kick me off at this point.
Well, we've had high wind today, bringing in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of pollen been in the air. Also, there was a fire. How did they nerf the monk? I'll get into that when we get into the damage numbers on this stuff. Because, they dropped die, basically.
Oh, wow.
That's how much they nerfed it. So your origins, you have a d6 to roll. Or you can just choose one, of course. Number 1 is you honed your abilities by aligning your spirit with the dragon's world-altering power. Number 2 is a dragon personally took an active role in shaping your inner energy, which is very wuxia. Number 3 is you studied in a monastery that traces its teachings back centuries or more to a single dragon's instruction, or one that is devoted to a dragon god. Number 4 is you spent long stretches meditating in the region around an ancient dragon's lair, absorbing that lair's ambient magic. Again, very wuxia. Number 5 is you found a scroll written in Draconic that contained inspiring new techniques. And number 6 is after a dream featuring a 5-handed Dragonborn, you awoke with the mystical breath of dragons. Okay. All very cool. So, level 3, of course, right? Draconic Disciple. You can channel draconic power to magnify your presence and imbue your unarmed strike with the essence of a dragon's breath. You gain the following benefits. Draconic Presence. If you fail a charisma check, you can use your reaction to re-roll the check as you tap into the mighty presence of dragons. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
It's very nice. Draconic Strike. When you damage a target with an unarmed strike, you can change the damage type to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. So you don't get to choose force or anything like that from Gem Dragons.
Yeah.
You mainly just get the Chromatic Dragons, right? But still very cool.
Yeah.
It's like, when I damage it, I get to choose which one.
I think that's maybe why they left the gem off there.
Yeah, probably.
You choose instead of pick and stick.
Because otherwise you're going to choose Psychic every time.
Yeah.
I can punch you and make your brain hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
I would be either using Psychic or Force every time. I don't think it... I can't think of another one. Meting the game. You know, if we were rolling...
Necrotic would be really strong.
Like that. Necrotic would.
We'll punch you and steal your life essence away.
Yeah.
Punch pyre. That's what we call those. That was such a dumb joke, but I'm so proud of it. Tongue of Dragons is another ability that you get. You learn to speak, read, and write Draconic, or one other language of your choice.
That's cool.
Which is very nice. Then you get Breath of the Dragon. This is all at level 3 still, by the way. Very, very powerful dip if you're multiclassing. Because Breath of the Dragon, you can channel destructive waves of energy. Ki blasts! Like those created by the dragons you emulate. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with an exhalation of draconic energy in either a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Your choice. You get to do that every time you use it. Choose a damage type, acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against your Kai save DC, taking damage of the chosen type equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. And that was 3 rolls.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess it's Ki save DC, not Kai. Sorry. I got into Dragon Ball Z in my head.
Yeah. One is the amount of options you have there.
Yep.
You give players options, they're going to find creative ways to use that.
Yep.
And that's your subclass pick right off the bat, 3rd level. You get. Yeah, I think a die need to be dropped off that.
Oh, this is a great idea here from Dark. If I were to play a Dragonborn monk, I'd want to be a dragon that was reincarnated as a Dragonborn, following a sect that I created myself just for the lulz.
That's pretty good.
That's a really fun idea.
Hey, I tell you what, if there's a creature I almost want to ask for a spoiler on it because I want steel dragons in 5e, and I don't know if they're in there.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to tell you or not.
Yeah, so that's gonna come up. Yeah, we will not get. I will not get that answer on this podcast.
Nope, you're gonna have to wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's another good thing about me having control of the chat. You can't be spoiled.
Yeah, right.
So all I'm saying is, if you take this, and you don't Dragon Ball Z this, what are you doing? Like, you take this, and you choose lightning or fire, and you go Makansapopo, and you got it. You're there. You're Piccolo. You get to finally be Piccolo. You can be Big Green. You can look at somebody and say, "Let that child alone." When else are you gonna get to do that? You're Piccolo, man.
Oh,
Some
man.
people might choose Goku, but
Forget something.
the Dalai Lama reincarnated the Draco Lama. That's really good.
Well, you do know why Gohan never goes swimming, right?
No.
He can't get past Trunks.
Oh! That's really good. At 11th level, the damage of this feature increases to 3 rolls of your martial arts die. That was 4 before.
Yeah, that's a little more.
And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Not bad, man.
While you have no uses available, you can spend 2 key points to use it again.
Yeah.
Which is great, because I find a lot of monks hold on to their key points.
Yeah. Spend them.
Use them, man. You got some cool stuff you can do. But honestly, if you can fire a beam out of your hands, you're going to use those key points. You're going to
You know how hard I worked in 2nd edition to have a fighter that will be able to cast Burning Hands?
Yeah, you can just do that now.
Yeah. And I had to work it out. I had to follow some strict rules to get it done. I got it done. And honestly, it was just a flavor thing because by the time I could cast Burning Hands, it wasn't very effective.
Yeah. Well, you can do this at level 3.
Yeah.
Also, I love that you get to choose whether you want a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line.
I know.
That's really nice.
Man, when you read that, I was like, man, imagine giving a wizard that choice on their spells.
Yep. And this is why I say that even though people say, well, it got nerfed, it's still not that weak. It's very strong.
Yeah.
Because you have an option for all situations, basically. And then at 6th level, you can fly. You get Wings Unfurled. When you use your Step of the Wind, you can unfurl spectral draconic wings from your back that vanish at the end of your turn.
Okay.
While the wings exist, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
That my brain went Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yep.
That movement. But at the end of the turn, you do your thing.
Yep.
That's good. That's nothing. I don't want to say that can't. It's not going to be abused because it will somehow. But,
absolutely.
But that's not like a minute.
What I like about it being tied to your proficiency bonus too is that as you level up, you just get to do it more. Yeah. And so you're more likely to do it.
Yeah.
Which is a problem with a lot of monk class features, in my opinion, is that you're incentivized most of the time to just go hit the thing.
Yeah.
Like with these, you have some more reasons to want to do stuff.
Yeah.
Aspect of the Wyrm comes at 11th level. The power of your draconic spirit now radiates from you, warding your allies or inspiring fear in your enemies. As a bonus action, you can create an aura of draconic power that radiates 10 feet from you for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain one of the following effects of your choice, and you get 2. Frightful Presence, when you create this aura, and as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can choose a creature within the aura. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your key save DC, or become frightened of you for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. Or you can choose Resistance. Choose a damage type when you activate this aura: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You and your allies within that aura have resistance to that damage. Once you create that aura, you can't create it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 3 key points to create it again.
Look, most of the time when they give an offensive and a defensive proposition to the...
You have to choose one, and you only get that one.
Well, not only that, but normally the defensive one's not worth picking.
Yeah. This is a very good one.
That's a very good one to reach out for this group that...
I get to choose it every time I summon it.
Right.
What it's going to be. That's very good.
And get across basic elemental damage types.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do. I think it's a very good.
Dark says, for flying, I'd like them to be attached to like periods of time that are longer, because for me, being able to fly is more often a utility thing to help people get over things. I can see that for sure. I think that maybe at like 18th level, you can increase that.
Well, if somebody
or even shorter than that, I guess. But
I wouldn't be.
You can spend a key point to do Step of the Wind a lot, though.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be so harsh out of combat, as strict on it. Like as far as like, hey, I want to use this. If the 4th story of this really really tall castle technically would be 2 feet out of reach from where I'm not. I
wouldn't be a stickler for that either.
I would let you use that.
I also think that like this class for the most part is like the wuxia fantasy, right? It's exactly what you want if you're a wuxia fan, except for the fact that you can only fly for a minute.
Yeah.
Because in cultivation stories, they gain the ability to fly basically forever. You know, the amount of chi that it takes to be able to fly is so much less than what they're already passively gaining from the world that they can fly forever. You know?
Yeah.
And so that is kind of a bummer in that respect, because otherwise this is 100% a wuxia. I would play this in a heartbeat.
But can you imagine...
If you could fly forever?
Yeah, if you fly forever...
You'd be so busted.
Yeah.
So busted. At 17th level, you get your last class feature. Ascendant Aspect. Your draconic spirit reaches its peak. You gain the following benefits. You get 3 benefits, by the way. Augment Breath. When you use your Breath of the Dragon, you can spend 1 key point to augment its shape and power. The exhalation of draconic energy becomes either a 60-foot cone or a 90-foot line that is still 5 foot wide. And each creature in that area takes damage equal to 4 rolls of your martial arts die on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Again, this was 5, so now it caps out at 4.
Okay.
That's the nerf.
Yeah.
But again,
that does
a
not seem
90-foot
like
line.
a bad nerf at all, really, honestly.
A 90-foot line.
Yeah.
You just shot through the town.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of times you're not going to be on a battlefield. That's 90 feet, especially. Well,
clear a hallway.
I'm trying to think. Most of the time before y'all have ever rolled an initiative, the furthest you've been away is 120.
Right.
I don't think I worry about it. There's reason for me to worry about it outside of that range.
Right.
That's a pretty. Yes, it's a long distance.
Or a 60-foot cone.
Yeah, that's a big area.
It's very good, and it only costs you 1 key point to do that, man. You also get blind sight out to 10 feet. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see an invisible creature within that range unless the creature successfully hides from you.
Yeah.
You also get Explosive Fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm, Draconic Fury explodes from you. Choose any number of creatures you can see in your aura. Each of these creatures must succeed on a dex saving throw against your key save DC, or take 3d10 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage. And that was 4d10. So that's, again, they only nerfed it in dice damage. The effects they kept all the same, which is
well,
very
when
cool.
you balance it out with how many times you're going to be swinging, how many key points you have, I mean, it's not. You didn't get. You really got. They took off about 6 die over a turn, or up to you went nuts with all the things you could do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty great. Yeah, this week's busy for me too, Dark. It's a lot of stuff. Super Robot Wars 30, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think this is a very good monk subclass.
It's very interesting, and you know what? I think if somebody is like for a group of 4, they want to be all right. I think I would transpose gems in there.
Yeah.
For like, okay, you're all Dragonborn, pick a different gem.
Yeah, for sure.
And do something like that. I don't think I would use one of the gem. Allow the player to have a gem dragon, if not everybody was playing that.
Right.
Because like I said, psychic, necrotic, or force. It's just you're not gonna. There's not stuff that's resistant to that.
That's right. Yeah, you're just gonna walk through stuff.
Yeah. So
question.
All right.
We're 43 minutes in.
Okay.
Do we tackle the ranger?
Dark.
So if we tackle the ranger, we'll probably go like 10 minutes over, I think.
Okay.
Which is not bad at all.
Is the ranger the last subclass?
Yes.
Okay. Let's finish up the ranger. I'm gonna have a few minutes. I'll take the head off.
Okay.
There's a ranger.
Your connection. This is the Drakewarden Ranger.
Okay. Your
connection to the natural world takes the form of a draconic spirit, which can manifest in physical form as a drake. There's Dark's Ranger! As a drake. As your powers grow, your drake grows as well, blossoming from a small four-legged companion to a majestic winged creature, large and strong enough for you to ride. Along the way, you gain an increasing share of the awe-inspiring power of dragons.
All I'm saying
is
that if you ever do get to DM, you now know the character I'll be playing.
Yes! I'm going to tell you right now, this Drakewarden is amazing.
I'm hoping that maybe some of this leaks over to the Beastmaster.
Yes. So, there's an origin story, of course. You can roll on a table. D6. Option 1 is you studied a dragon's scale or claw or a trinket from a dragon's hoard, creating your bond through that token's lingering draconic magic. Because again, it is a spiritual dragon. Number 2 is a secret order of rangers who collect and guard draconic lore, taught you their ways. Which is very cool. Number 3 is a dragon gave you a geode or gemstone to care for. To your surprise, the drake hatched from that stone.
Yeah.
Number 4 is you ingested a few drops of dragon blood, forever infusing your nature magic with draconic power. Number 5 is an ancient draconic inscription on a standing stone empowered you when you read it aloud. And number 6 is you had a vivid dream of a mysterious figure, accompanied by 7 yellow canaries who warned you of impending doom. When you awoke, your drake was there, watching you.
Nice.
I love that last one. So, Draconic Gift, level 3, right?
Okay.
The bond you share with your Drake creates a connection to Dragonkind, granting you understanding and empowering your presence. You gain the following benefits. You learn the Thaumaturgy cantrip, which is a ranger spell for you. You get Tongue of Dragons. You learn to speak, read, and write Draconic or one other language of your choice. And you get your Drake Companion.
So far, better than 90% of the other rangers they've given us so far. So.
As an action, you can magically summon the Drake that is bound to you. It appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of you.
Standard.
The Drake is friendly to you and your companions, and it obeys your commands. It does have a stat block we'll go over in a minute. Whenever you summon the Drake, choose a damage type listed in the Draconic Essence trait. You can determine the cosmetic characteristics of the Drake, such as its color, its scale texture, or any visible effect of its Draconic Essence. Your choice has no effect on in-game statistics. In combat, the Drake shares your initiative count, of course, but it takes your turn immediately after yours, just like, what's it called? Artificer's summons. It can move and use the reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. That action can be one in its stat block or some other action. If you are incapacitated, the Drake can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. So it cares about you, and it will try and protect you.
That's cool.
The Drake remains until it's reduced to 0 hit points, until you use this feature to summon the Drake again, or until you die. Anything the Drake was wearing or carrying is left behind when the Drake vanishes. Once you summon the Drake, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of first level or higher to summon it.
Okay.
So if it dies, you gotta take some time or use a spell slot.
But there's no but you can bring it in and it just stays.
Yep.
It doesn't.
Yeah, until it dies, it's just there.
Right on.
So
Good.
its armor class is 14 plus natural armor proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Very good.
Very
right
good.
away.
Yeah.
Its hit points are 5 plus 5 times your ranger level.
Yeah.
That adds up quick.
Yes, it does. About 5th level, you're really going to start being able to use that.
Yep. Its speed is 40.
Yeah, got that.
It's immune to whatever the Draconic Essence is, which we'll get into in a minute.
Right.
That damage type.
Figured. Okay.
Dark Vision up to 60. Of course, it speaks Draconic. The Draconic Essence, when you summon the Drake, you choose a damage type: Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Poison. The chosen type determines the Drake's damage immunity and the damage of its infused strikes. It has a Bite Attack, which is its action, plus 3 proficiency bonus, or plus 3 plus proficiency bonus to hit. Reach 5 foot, 1 target, 1d6 plus proficiency bonus piercing damage.
Okay.
Then it has a reaction called Infused Strikes. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses the strike with its essence, causing the target to take an extra 1d6 damage of the type determined by the Draconic Essence. That adds up fast.
It does. And
so it only gets that reaction once a turn, right?
Okay.
But
I got to throw this in though, right?
Yeah.
This is. I'm not okay. Other pets are usable.
Yeah. This is an actual pet.
This is yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is because the whole thing about it actually hanging out. If you get incapacitated.
Yeah.
And not yeah. There's quite a few things. It feels like, hey, this is a tool.
Yeah.
This is not just a flavor.
Dark, I feel like the reason they've never done like a Dragon Hearts type thing is that some DMs are jerks and like to kill people's pets. And if you were bonded to the pet, where if it died, you died,
yeah,
that would be a problem.
Yeah. I am very careful as a DM when I mess with people's pets.
Yeah, you have to be. People get protective. Yeah. People are more protective of their pets than their own character.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I'll jack with the characters first.
Yeah, I feel bad attacking people's familiars because they get attached to them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it's standing next to the boss.
Yeah.
Doing the help action. The boss is gonna swing at it and standing there. It's like, yeah, but then it breaks and you go, oh no. Don't hate me, please. Pets are better than people. Before I agree or disagree, you know which one I would do.
Yeah.
Number 7, 7th level, you get Bond of Fang and Scale. The bond you share with your Drake intensifies, protecting you and stoking the Drake's fury. When you summon your Drake, it grows wings on its back and gains a flying speed equal to its walking speed.
40.
So, nice. At 7th level, if you want it to have wings, you will have to send it away and then summon it again. Mm-hmm. Because it's when you summon it. Although, as a DM, I would probably be like, nah, it's fine. He just sprouts the wings.
Well, this is, from what it's sounding as you're laying it out, This is what I wanted the Beastmaster
Yes.
to be. Because the
Yes.
Beastmaster in D&D, the ranger that I really want to play, or I like to play the best, or character, basically, really, if I could, it's just not there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's, I don't know. It doesn't line out. There's stuff already that's taken out of this. Just the pet, the wolf, the mountain lion, the panther, whatever you call it up, needs to be better than average.
Yes,
right?
I agree. Otherwise, you might as well just use conjure woodland creatures.
Right, and you end up not using it. You give it back because it's too easily killed.
Right.
But this is actually, like I said, it sounds usable.
Yes. You also get not just the flying at 7th level. The Drake can become a mount. It grows to medium size, reflecting your special bond.
Yeah.
You can use the Drake as a mount if your size is medium or smaller.
Heck
While you're riding the Drake, it can't use the flying speed.
Fair.
Yep,
I
very
take
fair. Dark says, my last character had a warg. It's a beastmaster animal. He was a sorcerer. The moment it died, I decided my character was going evil. He was going to become some sort of immortal, killing intelligent undeads who were studying things. To gather the time and power to pull his warg soul back into something so he could have his dog back. 100%. That's a great motivation.
All right, John Wick.
You also the Drake also gets Magic Fang. Deals an extra 1d6 damage to the type chosen for the Draconic Essence when it bites. And then resistance. You gain resistance to the damage type chosen for the Drake's Draconic Essence.
Yeah.
You just have that now because of your bond. It's pretty great. 7th level.
It is.
At 11th level, your little Drake finally gets a breath attack.
Yeah.
And this makes it feel a lot like FF11 Dragoon, where you got a Drake buddy and most of your damage was tied into that Drake. So you had to be careful about where you stood and where it stood. As an action, you can exhale a 30-foot cone of damaging breath or cause your Drake to exhale it. So you can do it or it can.
I think
I'd probably have it do it most of the time.
Yeah,
it just feels more right.
It does feel more right, but it is pretty cool to know that you have that option just to...
Yeah. Choose acid, fire, cold, lightning, or poison. It does not have to match Draconic Essence. So you can choose that on the fly. Each creature in the cone must make a dex saving throw against your spell save DC, taking 8d6 damage on a failed save. Half as much as a successful one.
What, 11th?
At 11th. And at 15th, it goes up to 10d6. It's very good.
Pretty stout.
But you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or if you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher.
It just says, it doesn't say expend the ranger slot.
Right. A spell slot.
Okay.
So you could take a couple levels in Wizard to get a bunch of spell slots.
Yeah. Just right. If that's what do you say? 15th level.
15th.
Oof, golly! I was thinking 3 levels in Wizard, but 5.
Or actually, you get it at 11th, but you get the more powerful version at 15th.
Okay,
so you'd want to go to that.
You're gonna go 15. So 5 level.
Yeah. I don't think you Wizard. You'll have like 3 3rd level spells from Wizard in that.
Yeah.
At 5th.
And then, but it's a spell slot, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you'll have like 3 extras you could do.
Yeah. Maybe it might not be worth it.
It might be worth it. Could also take a feat that gives you more spell slots.
That's true.
At 15th level, you get Perfected Bond. Your bond to your Drake reaches the pinnacle of its power. While your Drake is summoned, you and the Drake gain the following benefits. Empowered Bite. The Drake's Bite deals an extra 1d6 of the damage type chosen for its Draconic Essence for a total of extra 2d6 damage.
This is what level?
This is 15th.
It's a little, yeah. But with the breath weapon, I guess it...
Yeah, you don't want to give it too much.
Yeah.
It also becomes large. When you ride your Drake, it is no longer prohibited using the flying speed. So at 15th, you can now fly on your dragon.
Yeah.
Because it is now a full-on dragon, right?
Yeah.
And it has reflexive resistance. When either you or the Drake takes damage while you're within 30 feet of each other, you can use your reaction to give yourself or the Drake resistance to that instance of damage.
So not quite the Dragonheart thing that Barb was looking for.
Right, but still similar.
It's leaning there.
You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So and I should clarify again, it's not you can give them resistance to the damage type that they have the Draconic Essence for. It's whatever type they're about to get hit by.
Yeah.
You can give them... They could be getting hit by necrotic, which basically nothing resists except for undead, and you can give them resistance to that through your bond. It's very good.
Yeah.
This is pretty great. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it is. And right now the what is that, the Gloomstalker and that is
those are the two.
the pinnacle of Ranger class and D&D 5e in my humble opinion.
I'm not afraid to say this is my favorite Ranger subclass.
So it sounds like, as the overview, sitting here listening to it,
I get a Drake.
Yeah, mine too.
I get to use a Drake, man.
That's pretty awesome.
I do want to call out real quick. It's not a full-on subclass, but they do give you a little bit of information for sorcerers here, in the form of, hey, if you want to use some of those other dragons,
for the Dragonborn
for sorcerers,
yeah,
then they give you a table that has like, hey, if you're gonna be cleric, paladin, or warlock, here's the one that you could revere. If you have a bard, druid, fighter, rogue, sorcerer, warlock. You have a dragon for a mentor, patron, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that they give you that option.
That's cool.
How could it not be? I mean, Drake, that's very true. Drakes are great. There are... Wait, is that a music reference?
I think so. And I just had a horrible D&D scene in my head.
I don't think I've ever listened to Drake.
Yeah.
There are some feats that we'll get into next week. Because I want to talk about these feats. They're the last things we have in Chapter 1. We could go ahead and cover them today. But I have a couple... I want to talk to you about these feats at some point. Either this week or next week.
Okay, what time are we at?
We are at 57 minutes in. So we could go ahead and cover these 3 feats.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, we'll finish out Chapter 1 tonight of 5 chapters.
Yeah.
These are new feats that you can take, right? Gift of the Chromatic Dragon. You manifested some of the power of Chromatic Dragons, granting you the following benefits. Chromatic Infusion. As a bonus action, you can touch a simple or martial weapon and infuse it with one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Cool. For the next minute, the weapon deals an extra 1d4 damage to the chosen type when it hits. After you use this bonus action, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I think this is the better one, though. Reactive Resistance. When you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage, you can use your reaction to give yourself resistance to that instance of damage. Use your reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
That's not bad either.
Yeah, it's pretty good. These are pretty good new feats. I'm so sorry, everyone.
The first one's not bad. I think the first one, if I was ever going to take the first one you spoke about, I think that would be human variant first level feat.
Yes,
I don't think
absolutely.
I would take that later on.
Absolutely. I want to be able to use that right away.
Yeah.
As a fighter.
Right, and then by the time I pick up a second feat, that's going to be a...
I want to be able to use that as a fighter that makes his sword on fire all the time.
Well, see, that's
before I ever swing, my sword is aflame.
The only problem I have is you only get that D4. You're not actually doing the damage with the weapon.
Right.
If you could change the damage type to that weapon, like you change it to a flame,
Right, I agree.
It'd be better. But it's just that 1d4 of that on the end.
But I can feel like I'm hitting.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
The other 2 of these I think are actually better though.
Okay.
Gift of the Gem Dragon. You get an ability score increase. Increases your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1 to a maximum of 20.
Okay.
And you get Telekinetic Reprisal. When you take damage from a creature that is within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to emanate telekinetic energy. The creature that dealt damage to you must make a strength saving throw. DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus the ability mod of the score increased by the feat. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 force damage and is pushed up to 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much and isn't pushed. You can use its reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all uses with a long rest.
That's cool.
2d8 force damage and 10 feet away is pretty good.
Yeah. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
The 10 feet away. That's the what that puts.
Especially because that triggers anybody else's reactions.
Yeah.
It's very solid. And then Gift of the Metallic Dragon is really interesting. It's a very defensive feat.
Makes sense.
You get Draconic Healing. You learn the Cure Wounds spell. You can cast the spell without expending a spell slot. Once you cast the spell in this way, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast the spell using spell slots you have. And the ability modifier is Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. When you cast it, you choose when you gain the feat.
Oh, wow.
It's very good.
That's very handy. Being able to choose your...
It's like Fey Ancestry, right?
Yeah.
You get a free use of it every day.
Wow.
Or every long rest now. It's not dailies anymore, Trey.
Well,
We're not in 3.5. You also get Protective Wings. You can manifest Protective Wings that can shield you or others. When you or another creature you can see within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to manifest Spectral Wings from your back for a moment. You grant a bonus to the target's AC equal to your proficiency bonus against the attack roll, potentially causing it to miss. You use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Very good.
It is. I like the flavor in that with the wings protecting you.
They just come out to guard you.
Yeah.
Block that attack. Add that proficiency bonus to the AC. And hey, there's never a situation where even as low a proficiency bonus as 2 is going to be a bad thing to give someone to their AC.
I don't think we've ever talked about on camera. We've had a discussion about how people underestimate the +1.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, that's a pretty big deal.
It changes everything.
Well, when you go from a 5% chance to a 10% chance.
Yep.
You know. It makes a difference.
So that is chapter 1 of Fizban.
Chapter 1! We officially done?
Yeah.
Officially done. I'll take the official hat
next
off.
week we'll come back for chapter 2. Which will be about magic. Dragon magic specifically, which is not regular magic.
Yeah.
And we may get into a little bit of the dragons in play, the actual roleplay of them, depending. Because I do have a lot I want to talk to you about when it comes to role-playing dragons. I think that's a really interesting subject.
Yeah.
But, real quick, Desiree says, I really like the defensive feat. That is pretty useful. And I agree.
Yeah.
I think that is a really cool feat. Especially, like, again, free cure wounds, but also +2 at the least AC.
Yeah.
And then very quickly becomes +3 AC, +4 AC, +5 AC.
Yeah. Very.
And look, if the wizard is next to you, you might have a wizard.
Yeah. Well, it's the. I mean, it's when you put that alongside, somebody playing, fighter with, let's say, sentinel.
Yep.
I think it fits in well with a lot of the defensive schemes.
Yes, I agree.
Or tank schemes to shut things down.
I think there's a really interesting character you could play here, that is like they were a criminal before, and then the dragons reached out, like Bahamut himself reached out and was like, I see more in you. And now they refuse to kill. And so instead they go all defensive, right? A fighter, like you said, with Sentinel, a fighter that takes this feat to be able to help people and block people, and they just wield a shield. And, hey, they'll hit people with that shield, but they're not going to kill people.
Oh, they're Goofy from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can I play Goofy from Kingdom Hearts?
Okay, here's the thing. Goofy from Kingdom Hearts cracks me up, man.
He's great!
It's bizarre. Because
great.
It's like, yeah, he's got a shield, and yet he does block with it.
Sora!
What are you gonna do with that shield, Goofy? I'm gonna brain that guy.
One of my favorite gifts is there's you fight. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, but you fight a big bad of the series at one point with Donald and Goofy at your side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a gif of just like this super evil guy, just like, and then the shield just and knocks him down. It's like, yep, go Goofy, you go for it, man.
I'm going to put the small boy on my shield and beat you to death with it.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Goofy's great. Yep. I want to be Goofy.
Huh?
I'll be Goofy.
Well, see, the thing is, if we ever ran Kingdom Hearts, that he was going to be an NPC, but I guess if we run 3 people, somebody would be Donald.
No, hold on. Can I be Donald instead? He can cast Stopga. He can cast Ultima. Donald is the strongest. He's one of the strongest Square Enix magic users ever. Shield Bash, yeah. I think it would be a really interesting character to play though, like a fighter turned cleric that multi-class that just uses a shield as a weapon.
Yeah,
it's like not even a mace; he just uses a shield.
We don't have the 2-shield fighter in 5e.
We don't. We used to.
Yeah.
In 4th.
And it was in the fighter's handbook, not in the original world, but in the fighter's handbook.
You're already Goofy. That's true.
2nd edition.
That's true.
That was kind of a thing, but it's not. Yeah, I haven't seen anything even close to it in.
And like it's weird because Dark Souls is really popular, and there's the enemies in Dark Souls that just have the 2 shields they lock together. Like you would think, I bet there's homebrew for it.
I'm sure.
I bet there is.
I'm sure.
But
I'm absolutely sure there is. And now I'm sure
walk around with a shield on each arm, and my AC is like 22, and I'm just
yeah. You're not hitting anything.
I will be.
I kind of
shield that guards the realms of men.
I don't know how to pull it off. I need to look into it because I would really like to pull off Helm Hammerhand.
Yeah.
Heavy armor but punching.
Yeah.
I
think that'd be a really monk cleric or monk paladin.
That's what I'm thinking. would have the monk paladin.
Yeah, that'd be a really good way to do that. I've never played a monkadin, ever.
Me neither.
I've played a lot. I've played a lot of paladin subclasses, or paladin multiclass, but I've never played a monkadin.
Yeah.
I bet that would work though. What if you went Way of the Ascendant Dragon monk? Oh! Tell me this is not cliche enough. We gotta add more edge to it. Way of the Transcendent Dragon or Ascendant Dragon. That's it. Monk.
Okay.
I just read it. I should remember it. That comes back to his monastery and everybody's been killed, so he takes an oath of vengeance.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's not cliche enough, right?
It's cliche just enough, sure. Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, it'd work well until your DM starts ignoring your character and attacking switchy characters. So, like, that's a big issue I have. Because I get why DMs go, well, I'm not going to attack that guy. My guy can't hit him. It's like, but that's what that guy's spec'd into, you know?
Yeah.
He spent his time building up to this moment.
Yeah.
You know, don't just go, well, my bad guy's going to attack the other guy instead. It's like, give him a reason for why he's attacking somebody else at least.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another reason why I think that 4th edition needs to have, or 5th edition needs to have 4th edition's taunts. Because it doesn't really have that. There used to be bonus actions that your paladins and your fighters could take that were like, hey, you are my fated foe today.
Yeah.
You can hit no one but me. And you have that in what's it called? Something duel. Compelled duel.
Compelled duel, yeah.
You have it in that spell, but that's it, really.
Well, there's the Battlemaster ability.
That's true. Battlemaster has an ability to, like, and I played that for a long time and just forgot it.
Yeah.
Hey, focus only on me.
Yeah, but it should be more common along.
Yeah.
A more common thing among tanks.
Okay. Yeah. It needs to be... I think there just needs to be, like, you know how Cleric has the healer, right?
Yeah.
Life Cleric. Why is there not just a Defender class?
Well,
or something.
That Battlemaster ability should be for all tanks because, especially when you get up later levels, they're gonna be your casters, your pure casters are really gonna be putting out some damage.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously that would get something's attention. So you need something there to
force
outside
them to
just
deal with
the
you.
Battlemaster role on this.
I agree because that's why and you know this is an issue I think with 5e. That's why so many people feel like they have to take Sentinel. Because, I mean, if you're in the middle of the fray, Sentinel is something you have to think about taking.
Which it might be...
That's the variant of it. That's the you can't get past me.
Yeah. And it might be... Yeah. Or it might be, you know, they just need to make another feat.
Yeah.
For it. I don't know.
I think another fighter subclass could do it. Give me a fighter subclass that just, like, focuses on being defensive.
Yeah. Focuses... Yeah. Or at least being... They don't have one that really focuses on one-on-one.
Right. Yeah, that would work too. Just focus on dueling. I don't know. I think that, you know, give me... Rogue gets some cool stuff. Give me a fighter that can do it.
Well, I think it's really kind of interesting because if you go... I don't know. You've got, like... Even in the subclasses, right? You've got, like, easy, medium, hard.
Yeah.
Among what you're playing. You know,
right.
we could divide that out to classes like fighter.
Yeah.
On the whole, easy.
Yeah.
You can make it hard, and they have some classes that make it a little more difficult, a little more thinking. You know, Rogue, really done right, is really one of the harder classes. Wizard, probably.
Right.
One of the top harder classes, you know.
No, I agree.
The Paladin, like a Vengeance, probably around the medium.
Right.
Play, but I don't know, I hadn't really thought about it. Of course, like I said, I've had two different people play Battlemaster.
Yeah.
And so that ability has been there at a certain point.
That's right, yeah.
And so I haven't really thought about it, but it's true. Because there's no...
That's it, basically.
You know, the intimidation and stuff, that's covered.
Yeah, but the only real way to use that is fear.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have the option of, like, you know, you are... Again, I think a duelist would be a great way to do that. Of, like, you know, you are a worthy challenger. Let us test our mettle against each other. You know, don't worry about the rest of them. Don't worry about the wizard. And until somebody else hits you, you are focused on me.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody else hits you, hey, that breaks.
Make a roll or a resistance roll for it. Something.
Yeah, almost like concentration.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, you know, you're focused on me. Let's do this.
I don't know. We've got...
your mother was a liar and your father was a horn. Fight me.
I don't know because of some of the rumors around right now.
Yeah.
About what's going to be going on over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they're going to. I don't see how the rules can get any looser. So obviously they're going to have to.
Yeah.
I do believe these are going to be tightened up, and so maybe some effect of that will be in that as they get more specialized.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I hope so.
Here we go.
That's the last drink?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's my coffee.
Well, we'll be back next week with Chapter 2 of Fizban's Dragon Magic.
Yes. Yeah. The chapter. Is it spells or is it going a little bit more than that?
It is spells, magic items, horde magic items, and draconic gifts.
Okay, that sounds really cool. That sounds pretty cool.
We have some cool stuff to talk about there for sure.
Wow.
But until next time then, I have been Trey.
I've been Rumrin.
Let us know in the comment section down below. Forgot about that part. If you have any thoughts about Fizban so far, just about Chapter 1. If you have thoughts about Chapter 2, you can go and put them in there. But Runger can't read those, so just make sure to put a, hey, don't read this. But yeah, we're going to have a good time. Don't forget Tuesday. That's right. Yes, Tuesday podcast. Thank you. Tuesday podcast at 7 p.m. as usual. CT. We have a good time over there. And yeah.
Which y'all have Game of the Year coming up.
Game of the Year's coming up fast. And so is the Game Awards.
So this is going to be, over the next couple months, going to be quite a lot of stuff going on in that pocket. I don't have to worry about that.
You're going to be hearing me talk about a lot of very different games that may or may not only get played for an hour, depending. But yeah, we're going to have a good time of it like we always do.
Excellent.
I have been Trey.
I've been Rungan.
And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that D&D has to offer.